Let's talk about Faisal Salum. Let's talk about the two contracts that have been renewed and one has not been renewed, and potentially losing a player in that regard. Also going to talk about the Netbank Cup draw. Also going to talk about what Mintin Dorpe said about Kaizer Chiefs. And I'm going to rant. I'm going to shout, not at you, but at someone for talking bad about Kaizer Chiefs. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Bilo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. Please, we're trying to reach 50,000 subscribers by the end of March. It's the 10th. We have 20 days to subscribe to the channel. And then if you have subscribed, you know what to do. Just like and share with your friends. Now, let's start with George Matlou. So apparently, George Matlou is looking for options away from Kaizer Chiefs because it seems like Kaizer Chiefs won't be renewing his contract. And it's unfortunate for Mr. Long and Short because he was out for like 9 months, right? For the longest time. He comes back, he plays a very good game, and then he gets injured. And then he's out for like 2-3 games. And then when he comes back, it does not look as great as it did in the game that he played. And then the game after that, then the game after that. Even Abongobo have now resurfaced because clearly he's not giving us what he gave us when he first returned. So the injuries have caused him his career at Kaizer Chiefs because Chiefs need someone that they can depend on, and you can understand why the team might think like that. Which then brings us to Ashley Dupree, because we talked a few days back about the fact that his contract had been renewed, but now he's saying that he heard the Chiefs are renewing his contract, so that's a sign that they trust him. He's not confirming that it's been signed, so I'm guessing the negotiations are ongoing. I don't know what is holding that up. I'm thinking, this is me thinking, this is not what is reported. I'm thinking it probably has to do with the fact that Dupree was wanted abroad, and maybe Chiefs want to add a Marcelon clauses, and Dupree is an ambitious player. Everyone wants to go and play abroad. So he might probably be wanting Chiefs to, allow him to leave should he want to leave, just at a fair price, obviously. But that's just the only thing I can think of. Which then brings us to Faisal Salum. I saw someone on Twitter saying that Salum will not be sold to Chiefs for anything less than 7 million. If Tetwa was sold for 10 million to Kaizer Chiefs, do you honestly believe that Azam would ask for 7 million for Faisal Salum, someone with so many goal contributions? And I'm not saying this to knock Tetwa, but I'm saying in football, players who are prioritized and players who are valued more are those who score goals, are those who create goals. So are you honestly telling me that Faisal Salum, a goal scorer, a creator, is going to be worth less than Tetwa? I don't believe that story, because I know it's somewhere on YouTube. Some people are posting about it, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it. That's just me. But you can tell me, do you actually think a player of that quality could go for 7 million? Never. And now this is going to turn Chiefs fans against Chiefs, because they're going to be like, oh, Chiefs don't want to pay 7 million. I don't believe that. I really don't. And then we have interesting news, because Inacio Miguel revealed that he had a meeting with the coach, who said that work on your timing and all of that stuff. And Miguel said that to the coach, listen, if you want me to not take one for the team, then don't play me. I'm like, this man is bold. He says that to the coach, yes, obviously I need to improve certain aspects of my game, but if I have to take a red card for the team, I will do it, or bench me. That's the boldness I'm talking about. A man who knows why is out there. So that is why, for me personally, I always say I will take a Miguel over Msimang. Not because Msimang is a bad player, but Miguel has a fighting spirit. Any moment in a game, he's ready to fight. Msimang, I feel like he can be bullied at times. That's why he's even been off the team for such a long time, and now he's coming back, and you can see that his mentality has changed and is now much better as a player, because his mentality changes. So that is why players like Abu Katsande, they always excel. Players like Abu Makaula, because they're not that great at playing football. What they do though is they will clear out and clean up and play with passion. I remember Ireland drawing with Argentina in the 2018 World Cup, the same Ireland that had performed in the Euros 2016. That team did not have many star players. It was just about fighting with team spirit and all of that stuff. So for me, I like players like that. I like players who are prioritizing the good of the team over the fact that, oh, I need to preserve myself, I can't get a red card. So go out, Miguel, get a yellow card, get suspended, Msimang will come in, as long as I know that you are fighting for the team. Like about Dove. That is why I appreciate a player like Udove. I appreciate Udove so much. He always fights. He always fights. And for someone who's injury prone, you'd expect that he would play more carefully because he's thinking, I might get injured. But he doesn't think like that. His thinking is, I need to get to that ball first. So if that means a scissor kick, if that means dive while the other player is kicking, he will do it. And I feel like, yes, Ucele played well in the game against Stellenbosch, but I still think that Udove deserved to be man of the match in the game against Stellenbosch, but also deserved to be man of the match against Marquez. He's a fighter, that one. He's a fighter, that one. So I want fighters. I want more people with equal mentality in the team. Which brings us to the Sundowns in the Netbank Cup, because it's a very good transition from Sundowns beat us in the League Cup, right? They knocked us out. What was the score? Was it 4-0? Yeah. We played them in the league. They beat us, I think it was 2-1. Oh, yeah, 2-1. And then we met them in the league again. They beat us 1-0. We surely can't lose to Sundowns 4 times. This is what I'm going to say. When we meet Sundowns in the Netbank Cup, it's not about the tactics. It's about the respect that the players have for us, the fans, and for themselves. Because you can't get beat by the same team 4 times. Screw everything. Kick them. Go at them. Hey, I'm not saying injure them, but show some passion. Show some integrity. Me and Apela, I'm a person who plays for this badge and I must represent it. I'm a person who's going to fight. I'm a person who's not going to be caught sleeping. What are you doing ball watching in a game against Sundowns? A semi-final game that could lead us to a final, to us winning a cup for the first time in 9 years. Like, what are you doing sleeping on the job? The coach will have the tactics, yes, but the tactics go out the window when you're in the game sometimes, because sometimes you have to just do what needs to be done. As Umiguel said, take a yellow card if you have to. This thing of players running with Ribeiro, hey, Ribeiro Costa, player of the tournament, and then asking for his shirt after the game. I do not want that. I do not want none of that. I want those players to go out and give it their all, because at least if I see Uguti, they are giving it their all, plus the tactics that the coach will give them, I don't think we can lose to Sundowns again. They are a much better team than Chiefs, but come on, 4 times, never. And it's mistakes that can be avoided as well. I think that's twins. That's all I'm going to say about the Netbank Cup. And then I'm going to move on to someone else who pisses me off. Who ends Mindendor, because he says that Nabi might not need to sign a lot of players. He just needs to have a concept. And he says that Nabi and stuff like that. Yeah, as Ernst Mindendorp, he only signed 2 players and he finished second. Let's just pause for a second and look at the players that Ernst Mindendorp had. Centre-back pairing of Cardoso and Matoho, who had been playing alongside each other for a long time. You have in midfield Willard Katsande, you had Uspelele Ntshangase, you had Ulebohang Manyama, you had Kieran Bakas, right? Up front, and George Malulega, I hope I counted him. Up front, there was Ubiliat, there was Upaka, there was Nukovic who was scoring goals. And you're going to tell me about a concept, because what the hell kind of concept was Mindendorp implementing at Chiefs? Kick the ball long, play the crosses, try to score in corners, and then it got figured out. Unabi right now, he needs to be signing players, because each position has its own specific role. A goalkeeper who is able to play the ball, right back and a left back who are very comfortable with going forward and coming back. But on top of that, not just going up and down, because Abom Pahlele could do the same thing. They need to be comfortable in inverting as well, becoming the second 8, but sometimes becoming like the inside forward. You need specialized players. You need 6s that can go collect the ball. If you ask Ukatsande to come and collect the ball and play like Ucele, that's never going to happen. So you can't compare yourself to Nazruddin Nabi and say, oh, since I did it and almost finished, almost won the league. It's never going to be the same as a person who actually has an idea. I was coaching this weekend the under 15s. I coached 2 teams, under 15s A's and under 15 B's. So the 15 B's is very simple for me to coach, because they are not that great when it comes to playing out the back. So what's their tactic? I have a tall striker, I kick the ball long to him. Yeah, I know me saying that, but it's the strength of the players and the kids want to play. So I play the ball long to Ribaba chase the ball, and then the midfielders behind him win the ball, and then we try to attack from that place. But the A team, they don't do that. They play the ball from the back. We play with 1 defender, 1 goalkeeper, and then the others are stretching people, and then there's others in midfield, and then there's a striker pinning the defense back, and then we can try and play the ball and beat all the lines of pressure and go score. Obviously the A teams won the 2 games they played, and then they drew 1 game, and then I got pissed off and I made them run 30 laps around the sport ground today because they drew against an easy team. That's a side note. But the point that I'm making is it's much more complicated for me to coach my A team because my A team has more nuances in their tactics. So you can't be sitting here and Smintendorp with a style of play which is just kick the ball long and depend on corners. Compare yourself to Nasreddin Nabi, who has a more specialized style of play. Get out of here. Leave us alone. Anyways, let's move on to another thing, which is I do not like this thing. Kaizer Chiefs has been in the wrong end of referees' decisions over the past few weeks. No one said anything. And all of a sudden, Kaizer Chiefs have a controversial goal awarded in their favor. And guess what? Legends are talking. Journalists are talking. Agents are talking. Oh, the game is gone. Everyone is now able to talk. Where were they when Sundowns were benefiting? Sundowns beat Chiefs with an offside goal in the first leg, not this leg that we just played. Sundowns has been benefiting against Kaizer Chiefs. Penalties after penalties not being given. Yet no one was saying anything. And now the Chiefs benefited. Oh, everyone is talking now. Like, this is sickening. It really is sickening. People are just waiting for something to happen against Chiefs. Even now, as I'm saying, Ernst Mindendorp coming out criticizing Unabi. You had about Dan Malisela, who couldn't coach Marumo Gallants into survival. Yet they were busy talking about Unabi needs a local coach. You have all of these people who have not even coached in their lives because they are ex-players. Me, I'm a fan, so I can say whatever I want. So they have not coached in their lives, or they have failed as coaches, and yet they have opinions about Tunabi, and they are leaving every other coach alone. Yet when it comes to Nabi, oh, he needs local coaches. If local coaches were so good, why are we not having majority of them coach teams into success? Right now you have Umikwel Katoso coaching Mamelodi Sundowns. Well, that's the only team that has actually succeeded with local coaches. Abo Pitom Simane, Abo Rulani winning the league, but then they also have more money than anyone else. The Champions League is still eluding them, right? So it's a problem. Chiefs and Pirates get coached by Rudy Kroll. About Rudy Kroll, they win things for Chiefs. And foreign coaches have been historically better at coaching in Chiefs. Yet now, it's a new concept. Tukutu Nasreddin Nabi came to Kaizer Chiefs. People are attacking Unabi. Why is Nabi being backed so much? Abu Zwane were not being backed so much. Yeah, fine. They were not backed at that time. But now Chiefs have realized that they were making mistake by not backing coaches. So now they are backing Unabi. Because right now, you can clearly see that the management has reached a come to Jesus moment, and they have realized their mistakes, and they are now trying to fix them. Ngisakhuluma futhi. Hayi bangibuza 21 yemibuzo laba bazazi bafunani. Anizazi nifunani. You just want to criticize Chiefs and drag their name through the mud. Mina, I can criticize the Chiefs management when they see what they're doing nonsense, but I'm not going to criticize them when I see that they're trying. Aniyagani Chiefs. Please, as a plea, let's move on to the next thing. If you have not subscribed, by the way, yeah, you are not a good person. Anyways, let's talk about the players who are out for the upcoming game. So I was surprised why Samgelo Zwane was not in the previous game. So turns out, according to Nabi, saying that he's injured. Tashik Morris, he needs 3 more weeks. So that means Ranga has time to come back and do something that Morris couldn't do, which is score goals. Udupri as well has time to build momentum. And then there is Happy Mashiane. Today he was wearing a moon boot, apparently. Like, I knew that he had a knock, but I didn't think it's wearing a moon boot serious. And then Rashun Totally is also waiting assessment, because you remember last week he was uncomfortable and then they didn't play him against Marquez. And then to show that this injury might be kind of serious, missing the game against Stellenbosch tells you that it's not a small thing. And then doubtful Claude Lilepo, who picked a knock against Stellenbosch, which is not good for him, but at the same time it could be a good situation for players like Usirino can come back and play as a right winger, and then Umtu Shabalala can then play as a 10, and see how that works. Because as I said in the previous game, I didn't say this in the analysis. By the way, you can check the analysis up here, 1425. You can check the analysis there, and then you can see what the analysis was saying. But what I didn't say in that analysis, which I think I said in the post-match reaction, is that I feel like Usirino no Modi shouldn't start the same game. They shouldn't, because or rather, should I say it like this? If Sereno starts as a 10, Modi should start as a right winger, not a left winger, because there is a lot of confusion between the two of them. So maybe try Sereno as a right winger and then play Umdu Shabalala as a 10. I do not want risking Ulilepo against Cape Town City, because yes, we still want to finish within the top 8 in the league, but come on, you have Sereno, you have Umdu, you have Modi. If you can't win a game with those players, then we have serious problems. And you can't risk Ulilepo while we still have important games like what's this thing, the Netbank Cup game. So I'd rather save him and not force a player who's doubtful. And the good news is that Edson Castillo is back. And by the way, he was kicked in the 18 area. Penalty was not awarded. On top of that, the player was not even given a card. And yet no one said anything about that. But yet when Chiefs scores a controversial goal, everyone is here. Ayisuka nina, yes angisuke futhi lapha ngisho nina, ngisho laba abathanda ukukhuluma ngeChiefs, yonke into ngeChiefs, izinto zenza against iChiefs. Yes. Anyways, Castillo, Unabi did say he's not fully fit yet, because yes, we are seeing him training, but being fit does not mean you are match fit. It's two different things. The intensity that the game is played at is much higher. As much as the coaches try to make the intensity at training the same as the intensity during a match, it's not really the same. And then next up is Wandile Dube and Sibongiseni Mthethwa are cleared to play. So that's good, because that means once again, I think Uranga is now going to get dropped from the bench completely, because Dupree is back and he's showing like hunger. He's getting himself in the right positions. And now with Dube being available, well, that's it. As for Mthethwa, I don't know where we go from here, because Umshini Ngcobo, I'm about to make a goal for a video for goal. Umshini Ngcobo is surprising me. Like, he's becoming a very good 8. Well, in the 2 games that he has played, he surprised me, because against Makesi, he came on and played like a 6. He was collecting the ball and then taking it forward. So there's a lot. I love this competition that is at Kaizer Chiefs, and long may it continue. But what do you guys think? Should Chiefs renew Matlou's contracts? And what do you think about what Mintendorp has said about Ubutilo Wakwa Napi? Do let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelumoya.